What's up? What's up? What's up? Hi, it's me again, LaShawn Bridges. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. As each week, I discuss with you guys politics and the uprunning Democratic presidential candidates for year 2020, as well as other issues such as healthcare, such as what's going on with the candidates that is left. And I'm going to discuss Trump and other issues of the coronavirus and further issues, that we face in America today. Now, getting to my subject of what I'm talking about. On Monday, according to Political.com, President Trump decided to give an executive order having pre-existing conditions to be taken care of 100% by who else? The Republicans. Now, Trump has been catching a lot of heat after he's been criticizing Obamacare forever, right? Always got Obama in his mouth, as to what his administration would do for the health care. And so he promised, some kind of answers as far as what he would do into covering the pre-existing conditions he felt would be a good way to start helping people, for the healthcare options. So he wants the insurers to cover pre-existing conditions. That's according to the Trump administration. Now, Trump has already recently passed 4 executive orders in which he also has signed. And the first was the federal government that contributed $300 of the $400 plus up for unemployment, which is down compared to the $600 plus up of the CARES Act, which has ended. Now, he said that the states will pay the other extra $100 plus up per individual. Now, my feeling on this is, where are the states going to get this money? They can barely finance the money for the hospitals, for more ventilators and masks, Trump, and other equipment, such as the equipment they need for schools and keeping our children safe. So where are they going to get this money? Well, some governors are also with me on this, and they're laughing at this idea, because Trump states now that the leftover money from FEMA will help the states pay for the unemployment plus up. That's what he thinks, right? But that's what he said. Now, but this executive order is not necessarily legal, because Trump, he signs executive orders, such as also the order that he came up with of the $400. And because he signed this executive order doesn't mean it's always legal, because he went over the Congress head and he didn't allow the Democrats and Republicans to come up with their decision. So, there might be some issues with addressing the fact that it's not a legal order, But the Republicans, they're trying to figure out what next. But the eviction under Trump came up with the CARES Act, and late fees are banned according to the CARES Act. And they made sure that in any eviction filings, you won't have to worry about, late fees, and you won't have to worry about getting evicted, according to the CARES Act. But now that it's August, what now? Because the evictions may not be covered. So what are they going to do to address this? The Republican HEALS Act didn't address the stipulations on all this. So I think they need to relook this, situation and figure out there's still people that may be worried that they might be evicted, or they may be charged late fees again from their landlords. Okay, now under the CARES Act, student loans also will be in deferment till the end of December, but to be exact, January 1st is the final day that the student loans will be in deferment, according to CJNet.com as well. Trump's memo applies to loans held by the Department of Education. Now, this does not include privately held student loans through a bank. Okay, so there are some brief changes the Trump administration once again needs to be trying to make, because they need to make sure that everybody loans from schools are in deferment process, right? Now, moving forward, Kamala Harris. That's what I wanted, my girl. Congratulations to Senator Kamala Harris, who will now be runner-up for the vice president. Congratulations, by Joe Biden's side, in the event Joe Biden becomes our president, which I'm sure he will, because everybody's tired of Trump, right? I have to say now, I wasn't always just a Kamala Harris fan, but I have to say she is very, she's definitely a tough cookie. And she'll be running by his side if he becomes president, like I said before. And, I have to say she went after Joe Biden when they were debating, and when Kamala Harris was trying to be president herself. And she went after him and was addressing the 94 crime bill, in which Joe was behind, that 94 crime bill, signing it. He was also behind the fact of so many African Americans, because of this bill, being incarcerated longer periods than any other race out there. And this 94 crime bill, Kamala Harris had to go after him during debates, because she wanted to let him know the seriousness of the matter, that you cannot think you're going to get away with signing a bill that had really a high impact on the black culture. It broke up a lot of black families, because once these men were incarcerated for longer periods of time, that ended up having, you know, a lot of families, black families, that were being raised by single parent family homes. So, you know, Kamala Harris, you know, I'm glad you did go after him on that and made him own up to why he signed this bill in the first place, you know. And even though, you know, Joe Biden tried to circle around it and act like, you know, he wasn't behind it, she did not bend. She just was a tough cookie. She had experience in being a lawyer and attorney, so she was definitely just not going to let him get away with that. But I'm glad to see that, you know, that she is definitely going to be vice president if he becomes president. So, yay, finally, you know, a woman as a vice president. So not only will this change history, it will change the demographics of what they think that America's supposed to be. We're in the 21st century, and it's going to change the old America, the old ways of just having a bunch of white males in office, and have the new America of the 21st century of African Americans in office as well, and not just white people. And it will also open up doors, I feel, for other women that will be running for Congress in a later day and time, you know, whether they white or black, you know, or whatever, you know, generation, whatever color they are. So it's just a huge thing. So I just want to, you know, my hat is off to Kamala Harris. I feel like she is going to be a very good vice president. She can pretty much work as a great team with Joe Biden. Seems like they are working as a team now. And I had a feeling that Joe Biden was going to pick her. You know, there was, media was talking about and discussing that she just may be the vice president. So I had a feeling then that, you know, because he was already looking at her for a vice president, that she was going to win. So this is a big deal, you know, because this will be the not just the first African American to be vice president, but this will be the first African American woman, first woman period, to be vice president. Okay, so that's a huge deal and a huge opening for all of us women of all nationalities, of all colors, everywhere, right? Because we rock. So if you like this video, please continue to follow me on YouTube each week under LaShawn Bridges. That's LA capital SHAWN Bridges, BRIDGES, up under YouTube weekly. And also don't forget to click the bell for further notifications, and have a nice day. Deuces. See you next time in the next video.